So my name is Emma Britton. I studied on the MA Music Therapy course in the Newport campus. I graduated in July 2022 and I now work part-time as a music therapist and also part-time as a social worker. The placement when I was 16 when you used to go on work experience and mine was done at a special educational school in Cardiff. And that was the first time I ever saw anybody use music therapy. As I then went through my social work career, I worked with a lot of families who were going through the adoption process and children who were in the foster care system. And music allowed them a way to express themselves. Music therapy isn't one of the well-known therapies, creative therapies out there. Lots of people think that my job is about going in and playing music to people to make them feel better. It couldn't be further from the truth. The point isn't for me to necessarily go and play music to individuals. It's for them to play to me and for me to respond in a way that shows and values the relationship we're building. And through that relationship, we're then able to take steps towards healing, I suppose, would be the way that I would describe it. So I applied for this job. It was a volunteering role and I kind of didn't expect to even get an interview. So when I finally met up with the other music therapist who is also a USW previous music therapy student, her name's Erin, and me and Erin met in London for the first time. And 3 weeks later, we were on a plane together going out to Ethiopia. And yeah, neither of us have ever done anything like this before. It was purely new to both of us. I'd never been to Africa and Erin hadn't either. So it was like stepping into a different world, really. When we got there, we went and met all the partners. So we worked in 4 different settings. We worked in a private mental health hospital, a public mental health hospital, the only hospice that Ethiopia has, and we worked in a very special adult provision for people with learning disabilities, which was phenomenal. So Ethiopia is a very tribal kind of nation, and each tribe has its own music and its own dance. So in one of the settings, we'd go through each of the 5 different tribal dances every week. And the patients there loved it. They love being able to show what they do. Absolutely anyone can benefit from music therapy. I think, you know, if there's one thing that came out of COVID for me, it was the fact that there was an Italian man stood on a balcony playing a violin to all his neighbours whilst everyone else was stuck in their houses. And it brought the community together. Even though they were segregated away from each other, it drew them together. So music has a strength and a power that can bring people together, but can also bring things out in you that you never knew were there. And I think that's one of the most important things that it can do.